And we are live
Again. Or is it still?
Still.
We are still alive.
We are still alive. We have survived much in our lives.
It's just
several plagues, the coronavirus, Ebola, AIDS,
the Black Death.
The Black Death, the end of the world in 2012.
Oh, yeah.
Spanish flu.
Swine flu.
Yeah.
We've come through all of it, heads held high, ready to just, be amazed.
Take on the rest of the world and cause some more wars. and kill all the people that the viruses didn't. Or at least some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, what's worse, a volcano, virus, or humans?
All three. Just like some kind of super weapon made of half volcano, half human, and half virus.
Like the man-bear pig.
That's right.
Man-bear pig.
Yeah, the worst cryptid ever.
The worst cryptid ever. No, I'm gonna be honest. The worst cryptid is the chupacabra.
Yeah, well, that's only because it's real, and the other one's
not real. It's not real. Someone went and saw the movie Species, went home, and then described a creature that exactly matched the creature from the movie Species. I mean, it's not rocket science.
No, wait. No. The original report came from a woman down in, I think it was Venezuela, who was talking Puerto Rico, talking about, this thing coming in and killing her chickens and goats.
And it was black and scaly and had spines.
But what you're saying is this woman in Puerto Rico that lives out in the middle of the forest saw the movie Species.
Yeah. That's what she did. That's what happened. She saw the movie Species.
Okay. All right. I'm just asking. I'm
putting the chupacabra thing to bed right here, right now, live on the Squatchable podcast. It's been 2 minutes. We should really do the intro and get on with the show. What do you guys say?
Sure.
Why not?
Why not, indeed. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's edition of the Squatchable podcast, where we take a look at some of the news in Bigfoot. Joining me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend. Some say his beard can sift through a gallon of seawater and get gold. All I know for sure is I call him Power Breakdown. Phil, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Richard.
And joining us from the dark land of the Rougarou, Louisiana, Chubbs. Chubbs, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Greetings to all.
You wrestled any alligators lately, Chubbs?
No, we're actually in Mardi Gras season now, so.
Oh, lots of boobs and beads.
That's right.
Yes, a lot of women dancing around, jiggling.
That's the time to be in Louisiana. Oh,
yep.
Louisiana. I can't do the accent.
Louisiana.
And Nolans.
Yeah.
That's some quality accent right there. Okay.
I guarantee.
Yes. All right, so if you enjoy Power Breakdown or being a super fan of stuff, you may enjoy the badly drawn misadventures of two Bigfoot. Head on over to Bigfooting with Keith and Colin, where this week Errol laments over the sudden appearance of other mech suits. That's my plan for the week. I've been on a mech suit binge over the weekend, just been drawing various characters in mech suits. I spent 2 hours drawing the drop bear in one, and I was like, dude, you need to examine your life.
Well, with that being said, I am your host, Richard Allen, and let's just jump into it. Our first story comes from News 5 Cleveland. Salt Fork State Park, 2 men claim they saw a Bigfoot. While hiking the woods in Salt Fork State Park, 2 Ohio men claim they saw what resembled a Bigfoot or Sasquatch, according to an article from our media partner, Ohio.com, on January the 12th.
The two hikers said they found themselves staring at a figure that had characteristics of a Bigfoot. Hairy, upright, walking ape creature. That's Bigfoot in a nutshell right there, ladies and gentlemen. It kind of looks like a guy in a moderately priced Bigfoot costume, but hey, we're not the Bigfoot experts. Even the news site is calling this a hoax, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the face and chest of pictures of what two men say is a Bigfoot at Salt Fork Lake. Starfuck. Right. Should we even be here, said Eric, one of the two men. Eric did not want his last name revealed, according to Ohio.com. So we should. Eric what? Lemieux? Eric Doe. Eric Doe. While scientists have discounted the existence of Bigfoot, the legend of Bigfoot lives on through folklore. Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, Ohio Grassman, whatever you choose to call it, it really is all the same creature. Very big, hairy, tall, averaging 6 to 8 feet tall, with footprints averaging from 13 to 17 inches long. It has been rumored to live in Ohio since the mid-1700s. It has also been rumored to live in Ohio's largest state park, Salt Fork. Over 36 sightings have been reported to Don Keating of newcomers since the middle 1980s. With the huge amount of alleged evidence coming from the Salt Fork borders, Keating decided to host the annual Bigfoot conference at Salt Fork State Park starting in 2005. Sightings have been reported at the following locations inside the park: Morgan's Knob, Parker Road, Bigfoot Ridge, yes, Bigfoot Ridge. A map of the park helps kids navigate the locations of the sightings each year. The Salt Fork Lodge and Conference Center, which is located in southeast Ohio, holds the annual Bigfoot Conference, considered the world's largest Bigfoot festival and conference. Have you seen the video, Phil?
Oh, yes.
Give me your opinion as the internet's chief breaker downer.
Well, I'm telling you right now, you got the news media that's saying it's not a Bigfoot, but keep in mind that's fake news.
Fake news.
So there you go. I mean, so that's kind of a plus for the video, not a negative. That's the opposite. But saying that, I will have to say that there's absolutely no evidence that ever came out of Salt Fork State Park that there was anything like a Bigfoot there. Ever.
No, Salt Fork State Park has definitely been Bigfooted out.
And there never was. There was just some guy tell a story, and then another guy says, "Hey, that's cool." He'd tell the story, and then you got guys filming leaves and stuff, pareidolia, and it's gotten out of control. It's just mass hysteria, and if you look at the area, there's no way a Bigfoot family or a small group of Bigfoot would be able to survive and breed and prosper in that area. I just don't think there's any there at all. So they might as well just cancel the conference.
Yeah, just cancel it.
That's what I say. It's dumb. It's dumb.
Chubbs, what do you think?
Well, I noticed that the name of the park has come up a lot over the years, and you would figure if it is, got that many Bigfoot sightings, and there seems to be a lot of people there would be more coming out of it as far as footage or trail cam photos, but we seem to get the same, hoaxy type videos of 2 seconds of something walking by. But that's the thing. To me, if it's so popular, there'd be more coming out of it, but you don't see anymore.
I agree with Chubbs totally. You gotta remember that's a state park. I mean, it's not a huge state park, but it's got facilities for people. They drive in and out of that place, and they hike the trails, and having a Bigfoot population in a state park, especially in Ohio, come on, give me a break. But that's just me.
The map showed a lot of water, and it didn't look as big as I thought it was. Like it's really contained. That water keeps everybody in would keep everything in one or two certain areas. But again, when these videos come out, like they say those places, but we don't get any really good videos coming out or pictures or anything else.
Well, I guess maybe that's because they're elusive.
Yeah, true.
They live under the tree roots.
Or they cloak.
Yeah. They live in and out of portals.
They orb into the trees. So.
And all the caves that are there in that state park.
That's right.
So they say.
All right, then. Cloaking Bigfoot, portals, Salt Fork State Park is a load of crap. That's our official analysis on the situation. We are moving on. Do we have a commercial break? Or
no? I'm not in my normal locale today. I'm away from keyboard. AFK.
All righty then.
I mean, I could come up with a commercial. Hi.
All right then. We're moving. Let's just knock that on the head. I can see where that's going. To the BigfootTimes.com. Dead Sasquatch.
And I'm the maker of my pillow.
Traumatized after killing it. We have a 14-minute video. It's a Native American woman talking about a story that's been passed down to her. A bit of a background on the whole thing, that Sasquatch was named for Native American Seskek, which means wild man of the mountain. We hear about how this wild man has been traumatizing this town, who is chased off by a grandma. A story about the wild man that breaks into people's houses and scares children. The name of the town is Indian Town. So they don't talk about this person. It just sort of hangs around, haunting them. Breaks into people's houses. A house was completely trashed and food was taken. Obviously, it couldn't have been a bear.
No way, no.
It was a drug addict or a Bigfoot. And this happened over an extended period of time. The wild man got more and more bold. It was seen during the day. The family that the house was broken into just resigned itself to dealing with this. And then the wild man kidnapped the father of that family as some kind of message to the rest of them that, hey, you can get resigned all you want, mate, but I'm a Bigfoot and I'm going to do what I want. The father was gone for days. A bunch of men got together. They followed the trail left by the wild man. They found a creek. They returned with the father. But they weren't willing to talk about what happened, and neither was the father, who was beaten black and blue. He was shocked and incoherent. Nobody knows what happened at that creek because the men won't talk about it, except for the fact that apparently the men killed the wild man and buried the body mysteriously far away, but they feel so guilty about the whole thing that they feel guilty of murder. And that's the story. They don't talk about it except for the fact that the wild man was killed and they buried the body and they recovered the father who was beaten. That's it. That's the story. Did you guys watch the video?
Yeah, interesting. And, the Native Americans, especially up in the Pacific Northwest, they're a no BS kind of people there. Okay. I mean, they're not going to just, joke around or try to pwn you or, if it's something they really don't want to talk about, they just won't talk about it. But if they trust you and you have a question, and they'll answer honestly, and usually the answer is kind of along the lines of what you're saying. Oh yeah, they're there. I talked to one of them. and was talking about Lummi Island up here. And boy, I'll tell you, he was telling me about his cousin who lives on the island, and it was just the summer before that. What he says was a Sasquatch came down off the hill, started nosing around in his garbage and stuff. His cousin opened the back door, and the thing took off. And that's usually the way it goes. They just show up and because they're curious or whatever. And I think they feel fairly safe with the native population on the island because they know that that the natives aren't going to just haphazardly take a gun and start blowing them away. Yeah, they lived with these creatures for centuries. So there are some areas they won't go into though, like Mount St. Helens. At least that used to be the case. I don't know about after the eruption, but prior to, that's they called them skookums up there, and they were described as being man eaters. So they didn't go up in those areas. Anyway,
wasn't there a story about a dude who fought a Bigfoot?
There was one
on Mount St. Helens.
There was a story about that area, and he ignored the native, and it was an old story. And he went up into the area. I guess he was hunting or something, or looking. I can't remember what the situation was, but and he was stalked by one of them, and I don't know how he got away, but he saw that there was a group that were then following him, and I can't remember what he did. He went. I don't know how he got away, but he shot some into the air or something to scare him away, and then he just ran like hell to get out. But he felt for sure that they were stalking him for a reason, like they were ready to get him or something. I mean, yeah, it was a pack of them that was getting extremely curious. So he had quite a story when he got back. You don't mess around with those guys.
No, you do not mess around with them. I fought the ape man of Mount St. Helens. That was the story I was thinking about. Some dude went up there and got into a boxing match with a Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah, that's crap.
Phil's just like, yeah, no, we're not even going to, what's the word I'm thinking of?
Even consider it?
Consider it for a moment. That is just a load of crap. Now I hear a bird. I've heard cars, and now there's a bird.
That bird's looking at me. Sorry about that.
It's all right. It's all right.
Real quick about that story, I will say it is intriguing. It was well put together, but I feel in the end, like there's nothing we can follow up on. So we just have to put it in the credible story category. And, it's a great story. And even if it's absolutely true, we can't follow up on it. It's old now. So to me, it's just, it's another great story.
And it is a good story.
Yeah.
We all like stories. Stories are what make Bigfoot go round.
Who doesn't like a good Bigfoot story?
Who indeed. Moving on to our next story from our own Phil, Power Breakdown. We have the Bigfoot in Utah video. This video appeared on Instagram by Squatch Me Now. There is a YouTube channel that goes along with the Instagram account, and it's all Bigfoot all the time, baby. The only description for this video is that it's in Utah. Let's watch the video, Phil says. He plays the video. The video kind of reminds Phil of the Freeman footage, except that the Bigfoot looks real in the Freeman footage. The person making the video makes no sounds at all during the whole encounter. Now, Phil, I take issue with this because I know you object to people that say things like, "What is it? What's that? Oh my God, what's going on?" So they can't win if they say something, and they can't win if they can't say something.
That's the way I set it up. Yeah. You got the typical overacting. What's that? Oh my God, what's that? You think you can yell any louder to scare the damn thing away? What's that? Or you get the guy that's like, whoa, what is that? I mean, look, if it walks like a Bigfoot and it looks like a Bigfoot and you're alive during this time, then you know what a Bigfoot is and you know what a Bigfoot looks like. Try to find somebody that has never heard of a Bigfoot and doesn't kind of get an idea what a Bigfoot's supposed to look like. Try to find one. I dare you. It won't happen. Nope. These guys, they're standing there and they're going, "Oh my God, look at that big primate. Too late. Shut up. It says walking on too late. And what is it? What could it be? Oh my God. And then you have the guys who are going, oh man. Oh, look at that. Well, I like the guys that going, what's that? Like that. And they're kind of trying to keep it quiet. And they're going, I can't believe this crap. This is insane. That's the kind of thing I'm looking for.
What about the guys that say, there he goes?
And that's a good one. Like, oh, there he goes. Oh, I have a little one too.
I see. So you did a stabilization and an enhancement of this video. We had a look at it. And yeah, you weren't impressed.
Yeah, it really it just it knocked it right out of the park after I stabilized it.
Your channel's still standing though.
It's still standing, and I just can't no. It's still there. Yeah, thanks to our friend Sherry with Squatchable, who managed to negotiate a peace and a truce.
Oh.
And so the two of the strikes were removed. The third strike, however, the one that was posted by a vindictive woman for no damn good reason, is still there.
Well, I'm sorry about that, but that's only one strike. You've still got two left on the cards.
Yeah, and that strike will be gone next month on the 3rd, so it's not only like a couple of weeks from now. It'll be gone.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
We on that subject, we were supposed to have a special guest on the show tonight, who had lodged a complaint against Phil's channel, but didn't get in contact at all. So, what was his name? Nathan Gray.
Yeah, and he did remove the strike against the channel. He and I both got off on a really bad foot because of family issues on his side that stressed him out, and a family issue on my side, which I stressed the hell out about and still am, actually. So it took Sherry to kind of calm us both down, and we came to an understanding. And I went ahead, and he said finally when he removed the strike, he said, no, just keep it up. Just credit me in the thing. I said, no, I'm going to take it down. I mean, this is after I got it back. I know I'm going to take it down. It's got bad mojo on it now. So
yeah, it's cursed. Okay,
yeah.
That's cool. So Power Breakdown continues to exist,
and pretty soon
we've got a Power Breakdown, Power Patreon, Power Anchor. All those links are in the description of this show.
Not only that, but there's going to be a streaming live coming up, a new show.
Midnight at the Oasis.
That's correct. Right from the Oasis Tiki Bar with your host, Tiki Man.
That's going to be awesome. We're all waiting for that. When is that going live?
I was looking at today, but there are some things that have not come in the mail that was supposed to be here, because I'd like to have it, right out of the box, pro and the way I want it before I start, rather than kind of sticking my face in the top cover of a laptop. Okay, I'm just saying. And but it'll be, I'm thinking next Saturday at 11 p.m. Pacific. But that's when it's going to be, Saturday nights at 11 p.m. Pacific.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So our final story, and then we've got something to talk about after that. But our final story comes from Squatchable, 2005 footage, 40 seconds. The man behind the camcorder is Bobby Clark. He's a ferry operator responsible for bringing people and vehicles over the Nelson River at docks located.
They don't call them ferries anymore.
What do they call them?
Gay.
Dude. I was worried about, I'm the drunk one.
He's a gay.
About me talking. Okay. It's a 40-minute interview from a news channel with a Bigfoot video that is, I don't know, I watched it a few times. It appears to be a black blob.
It is a black blob.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all I can say about it. It's a black blob. It could be Bigfoot.
Well, according to the posting on Squatchable, our parent station, experts agree that it's a Bigfoot.
Experts?
Yes.
Bigfoot experts.
Yeah, experts, yes. Yeah.
How do you have an expert in a field with an undiscovered animal?
I'm just relaying the information.
Oh, okay. Well, all right, then experts say it's a Bigfoot. I looked at the video and I thought a black blob. Chubb saw a black blob. Phil saw a black blob. Apparently, we're wrong. Bigfoot experts have confirmed this. They must have, I don't know, some kind of special microscope.
Well, I think it's just a matter of definition. I think that these experts have defined any black blob as, in fact, being a Bigfoot. And since that's what we're seeing, ergo, a Bigfoot.
All right. I might not be an expert, but one thing I always look at for any video that comes out is the before and after. Like when we get a short video, where's the footage from before and after the shot was taken? Why didn't these people, did they follow it? Did they go to that area? And as always, you never see anything more than just, here's 20 seconds, blob or not. Like nobody's following through. Nobody's, you can barely, you don't even know where they're at. It's just.
There's no investigation.
Right. Well, they don't do anything.
Right.
What got me was that the ferry boat that this guy was operating, it's a small one. And it just traverses over that section of the river. And he was filming from the opposite bank, looking across the river at this thing. And he was heading from that bank to the opposite bank where the Bigfoot was. But yet, he didn't get a close-up of the Bigfoot, or he just stopped filming before he got there. Yep. Why didn't he keep it going? Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he was trying to fool the experts.
He was trying to. So what could it have been? A moose?
Well, it could have been a bear.
Turkey? No.
Yeah. It could have been a guy, a dude, a hunter, fisherman, a fisher hunter, a hunter fisherman.
A hunter fisherman.
Yeah. My uncle's a hunter fisherman.
I hunt and I fish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't use guns.
Have you ever used dynamite to fish with?
No.
Loads of fun.
I use ferrets to hunt with.
Oh, yes. Yes, I know. But then again, you know, there in the UK, you really don't hunt anything bigger than a rabbit.
No, I mean, like, there are deer hunters with, like, bows and guns and stuff, but I don't like guns. And I'm a convicted felon, so I'm not allowed one anyway.
Yeah.
Do they do any fox hunting around you with like the horses and the beagles and all that?
They do.
I like that.
They're not wearing red jackets, and I go out and protest.
There you go.
I'm not pro fox hunting at all.
There's no sport in the way they do it like that.
Well, it's just cruel.
I'm very much against that.
No reason. There's no reason to do that.
No.
And they have the nerve to call it a sport.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. It's not a sport. I
mean, they ride their horses, you know, the dogs take them to ground. They shoot up the damn fox. They haul it back. Then they all stand around a freaking punch bowl and get drunk.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've got into many a fist fight over this.
Well, now you've seen the music that I've written.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that video.
Yeah. Last Hunt at Chelsea. I wrote that piece and then I said I need visuals for this. And boy, I found a crap full pot of it, you know. And I was really happy with the way that came out. So
that is a video that's worth checking out. So yeah, that's the 40-second Squatchable video about that black blob. And finally, I didn't know if I wanted to talk about this or not, considering how things stand currently. But as a mate of mine pointed out to me tonight, I would talk about this anyway because it is absolute crap. We're going to talk about some Bigfoot drama. Last Sunday, the 40 Slip did a show on the Bigfoot freezer hoax.
Mm-hmm.
I know, because I was talking to him at the time, that Chris had planned that show at least since before the new year. He was talking about it for a while.
And he has Steve Coles on.
And he had Steve Coles on as special guest.
Mm-hmm.
Then,
who was the expert, by the way, in the freezer foot?
Steve Coles is a Rick Dyer expert. And then on Wednesday, the Squatchers Lounge did the exact same show. I find that irksome.
And with Steve Coles again on the show.
With Steve Coles again, who was also a special guest star. I find that irksome.
Well, yeah, I suppose it could be. I found it interesting. And obviously it's quite lazy on the part of the Squatchers Lounge.
That's the thing that irritates me. I mean, Bigfoot hoaxes is not like you could do a show a night on Bigfoot hoaxes every night for the whole year, and you'd still have plenty left to talk about. It's not something that there's a limited amount of.
And yet, comedians steal each other's jokes. So what's the difference?
That's the thing, isn't it?
It's not exactly a new story either.
I mean, it's like, first of all, everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
Second of all, to have Steve Coles on and talk about it, because Steve Coles is an expert, it's a great idea. And people use other people's great ideas.
They do.
It's not like he's violating anything or telling, anybody, I'm not going to do the stuff that you do and that there's a trust issue or anything like that. It's just that Squatchers Lounge saw a good idea when he saw it and decided, I ought to do that, and invited Steve on and did the same freaking thing,
Yeah, I'm not having a go at Steve Coles. I'm not.
No, yeah.
I don't have a problem with him.
Yeah, that wasn't my point.
I feel like what the hell? Do you know?
Yeah, I got it. It was beyond coincidence. Let's just put it that way. And as was stated on 40 and Slip, that this didn't just happen the one time. This has been something that happened at least twice or two times in the past. So
I'm not getting into that.
Yeah,
I'm not getting into the history. I'm just getting into this one event.
Right.
Where
I got a question. Steve seems like a pretty busy guy. Wouldn't it take a little bit longer to get him on than just like a couple days?
No.
Okay.
No. He's available. He's
Okay.
He's available. He's offered to be on this show, and we're like nobodies.
Well, I know he does it. I watch his TV, Squatch TV, and
yeah.
I know he runs like a blog, so I thought he'd be more busy than just to hit him up in like a day or two.
But he's an interesting guy to have on the show. In fact, I think it'd be a great idea to have him on this show myself. And he is an expert at Rick Dyer. Maybe we can have him talk about freezer in the Bigfoot in the freezer.
Yeah, let's do. Let's do that.
Yeah, we could do that. That's a great idea.
We should just do the freezer in the box hoax again.
Chris,
that's what irritates me. There are literally 100 Bigfoot hoaxes that you can talk about. There's Daisy in the box. There's a $10,000 challenge. The giant revealed.
Sierra Kills.
The Sierra Kill sites. The Samurai Chatter. Sasquatch Ontario.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, just keep going.
Your buddy Johnson,
Todd Standing, Matthew Johnson. Like the list is endless. Why would you do? If this is the season of hoaxes, I haven't listened to the Squatchers Lounge in a long time.
Well, like I was saying,
I only listened to it because of David Backdorf in the first place, and when he quit, I was like, right.
I was just saying, it just shows, how lazy you can get. Or desperate. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't want to look around or something, but he must have heard the show or something and decided, well, I need to do a show. I think I'll just do that.
It's not like Rick Dyer's only just done the freezer hoax.
I know. What about the traveling Bigfoot show that he did?
The Hank hoax, or the one he did in between the Hank and the one he did, or the tarp hoax.
Yeah.
The tent video.
The tent video.
Well, that was basically Hank too. I mean, it was all this big continuous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you do exactly the same? And I listened to that edition of the podcast, the Squatchers Lounge, and I listened to the 40 and Slip, and it was virtually identical.
Yeah.
Because he's a dork. That's why.
Regardless of my feelings towards either party, and
yeah, but that's kind of a dork thing to do.
That is, it's a dick move.
Yeah, well, but here, if I look in the mirror and I'm thinking to myself, because I've seen other people do breakdowns of a video. A video that I had just seen or something, and I do some research on, oh my God, so-and-so just did a breakdown of it.
Yeah.
And I say, well, and I listen to the breakdown. I go, well, he's got some good points there. And then I decide, well, I'm going to do my own video because I need the hits. And I do my own video and I bring up some of the same points and then maybe add some of my own views or whatever. And maybe I don't disagree. I mean, maybe I don't agree with everything the guy says. So I'll change it and write my own script and do my own thing. But here again, it's the same idea. I don't know who was making breakdown videos at the time I started. I think that Facebook Find Bigfoot was. I believe they were on at the same time.
Good old Facebook Find Bigfoot.
But it's always been a good idea to do some analysis of these photos and videos and such. And just because I do one doesn't mean that somebody else can't do the same thing and post it or whatnot or whatever.
Thinker Thunker's made a career out of redoing your videos.
Or vice versa.
Right. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I don't know. It's like my mate was telling me earlier, this is something you'd want to talk about anyway, because it was such ridiculousness.
Yeah, it just seemed, well, like you said, it was a dick move.
It was a dick move.
I can understand, that point of view. Absolutely. But then again, I think about like a research area, for example. I mean, you got Bigfoot on the ground, and they're going into these areas or whatever, and they're doing the research, and then somebody else says, "Oh, wow, that is a good area," and then they go in, and they get all, and people get all bent out of shame. But wait a minute, you can't go in there; it's my area. Well, no, it's not your area.
It's public land.
It's public, yeah. He should know better. That's our area. That's our research area. It's like. It's like what did they do? Run around and piss on the trees to mark the territory?
Yep.
It's the same.
I've actually had people when they would say, "Oh, I don't know if you want to actually tell me where your area is," and I've said, "It's open to anybody. It's not mine, so it's not a secret." So
yeah, see, now you're again, you just heard from another person that considers, I don't want to trespass in your area type of bullshit. Excuse me, BS.
Yeah, there's no such thing.
So it's the same thing. Comedians steal each other's jokes. We trespass in each other's research area. We borrow ideas for breakdowns and other videos and shows.
That's true.
And in some cases, you can be a real dick about it.
It was unnecessary. There are literally thousands of Bigfoot hoaxes.
You really didn't have to do it that way or do that. You could have waited 6 months or something.
You didn't even need to wait 6 months. A week would have been fine.
Yeah, right. Whatever,
And you got Steve Coles, talk about Linda Newton Perry, talk about Tom Piscardi, talk about one of the bigger players, the Bigfoot ballyhoos thing. Just talk about that. Why talk about the exact same hoax?
I mean, if Steve Coles is going to come on your show, you can pick any topic.
Exactly. The man is a literal mine of Bigfoot hoaxes.
It really is.
You can spend all day in there and he'll give you something about anything.
Well, my question, like, doing that same topic that quick, would it really bring in like more viewers? Like, I don't see like what the gain would be in the end.
That was my thing as well. It wasn't even like it was an anniversary or anything. Like, if it had been like 10 years since the 2008 Bigfoot hoax, I could understand that. But it's just a random time. Yeah, yes, the Colonel. The content was pretty similar. I'm not going to lie. I mean, there's only so much you can say about the 2008 Freezer hoax. The facts don't change no matter what show you're on.
Steve put it out pretty good. Like, Steve has the numbers, the receipts. So
yeah,
pretty solid.
Yeah.
The man's a legend.
He was there. Yeah. He was literally there. So you can't get better than that.
And so was the Snapple Man.
That's right. Well, that's funny. The thumbnail for the Squatch's Lounge was Tom Piscardi. So I thought they were going to go more into him, but they stuck on the other subject. So.
Yeah, but I bet he did get a lot more results in the comments after the show. I haven't gone there and read any or anything, but I don't. In fact, I don't know really. I'm just assuming that maybe someone that heard both shows, or he heard from the other show that what he did and maybe responded, or I don't know. But it could have been that people were going maybe giving him some crap about it. But I don't know. Maybe that's why he did it. You wanted to see the response.
Maybe. I mean, just to provoke someone. That's the only reason I can see it. Whatever. That's my rant of the week.
Hey, he got us to talk about him.
I mean, maybe
Free
should have left it alone. I don't know. That'll wrap us up for this week. Phil, what you got planned?
I just posted a video. It was not a Bigfoot video, however, but it's about the devil's letter. It's a document, and I did research on it. That's what I did today, and I'll probably do some other stuff.
Check it out. I mean, the links to Power Breakdown's various mediums are in the description, so just click on that. Chubbs, you got any videos coming out?
Well, yesterday I put out a video for Valentine's Day talking about some comic books and comic book couples, and I'm actually doing an interview later tonight. I'm interviewing somebody about some horror movie stuff. So got some interesting stuff coming out.
Awesome. What comic book?
It was Rogue and Gambit Ring of Fire. Came from last year.
Of course it would be Gambit.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave that one alone.
Okay.
That'll wrap us up for this week. It's good night from me, and it's good night from them. We will return next week, hopefully more sober and despite the hopes of many. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.